that the refresh button? Check, check. Check, check. First time doing this.
Oh, there we go. The live button did show up, but no video yet. It says you're live though. There we go.
Okay, can you say something in the chat window? Okay, that's there. But it disappears whenever I do that.
You can put it on your phone, I suppose.
I think that's what some people do.
Yeah. Well, I can see you doing that as well, so you don't really want.
No, but
That's why you need a second monitor. You have a tablet. Well, I can still see all of that. Hasn't caught up yet. There's quite a delay. Oh, there's two watching.
ooh. Hello. Bear with me. This is my first time doing streaming, and I'm still messing with settings. Can you hear that? A sound check.
It's delayed.
Ah, big delay and everything.
But yes, I can hear it.
Yeah, a couple second delay. Oh, so new to this. Ooh, AI actually gives me a summary of who I am. What? Do stuff? Do stuff already? Okay. I'm good at it. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So roughly 10 seconds. Okay, so the current project underway, this was Spawn, and Spawn used to be a big hilled area, which got dug down. Oh, digging it out's not enough, we gotta dig all the way to the bottom, which is mostly done. Hey, Cobblestone, good to see you. Actually, Cobblestone, you inspired me to think any fool can do streaming, so I'm trying it out. appreciate that you're giving me some watch time there, Cobblestone. I'm guessing that you're streaming later on tonight. You know, I didn't know I was going to stream either. It was, this is the very first time I've ever done it, and I'm still messing with the settings. And I'm so new to it that I'm actually reading chat on the wife's computer, which sits next to my computer. Yeah, it keeps us humble. So as you can see, this is a whole lot of digging. 100 by 100 square, that's 10,000 blocks per level, and there's more than 120 levels, so that's more than 1.2 million blocks. And how do we do that? Well, we do it by having 8 netherite pickaxes and a way to fix them in a hurry. Put these supplies away. Over in the storage facility. This realm started on the 1st of January, like right on the new year, and it started with 9 people, and really we're down to 4 people. We're willing to take on more people, but I think it's pretty intimidating for people to join realms that are already going. Like, as you can see, there's a fair bit of construction that's already happened. This is all an automatic storage system. And this build, digging out spawn, is what inspired the storage system. Because what I can do is, you see this little platform and line of hoppers? Well, when I started digging, I didn't want to keep running back and forth to chests. So now, like, I can just walk over to the edge here, and this shaft used to run up to the surface. And if I just throw things over, like, hey, we don't need those diamonds or those slime blocks or the tons and tons of blocks, it just collects it all and sends it over to the collection facility, let's say, where it gets sorted. Yeah, there's all kinds of things we can do, but as I mentioned before on one of your streams, some people, they get into too many projects, and I would rather do 1 or 2 projects well instead of do a whole bunch of projects poorly. While I got you, I'll take you out of the hole and I'll show you my starting base, just because I don't think you've really seen this place. I think you mentioned that you watched the world tour there. So 0, 0 is spawn, right? And if you die, with no bed. You will spawn right at the top here, 0, 0. At this location. This is my side of the world, my base area. So we started out with a few members wanting to have stores and like a diamond-based trade economy. So I built like IKEA with a department store here. So everything I was selling, right? I could have different departments and label what's there. Like start with iron and added bamboo and skulk and so on and so on and so on. And then you walk in and each department's got a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Like this, the bamboo room. And the skulk room. And the Guardian Farm, Prismarine, and Sea Lantern room, and the wool room. You can see like, oh, white wool. Anyone who needs white wool, just come here and take what you need. That's the wool room. Then the honey room, honey blocks, honeycomb. Thank you, come again. And of course all the blocks here, that's from a local trial chamber that I just gutted. Thankfully there was a trial chamber close by. Which is where this little passage leads to. And there's two ways in. This was the first, well, finding it with the old map guy, and then made a passage up to my base because it wasn't far away. And I'll show you that I just like to optimize and take everything I can and repurpose it. This game makes you such a hoarder. So this was a trial chamber. I ripped out every piece of tuff and copper that I could grab a hold of, right down to the bottom, and I left one layer there. And then I turned them into farms. Okay, cool. You got a world tour video coming out. Oh, watching my world tour video. Yeah, it's a bit long, but lots to see. And then this here, like you can see, it's just it's set up based on the spawning radius of the mobs, which makes for a handy dandy way to get free loots. Primarily for keys. And I can just run through and activate them all. And once they're activated, I just go to the next one. The orange pillars are regular vaults. The green pillars are the ominous vaults. Might as well activate them while I'm here. It's a small trial chamber, but even so, it took a while to gut everything. Kind of see the trial chambers as being more of a copper mine. Copper and tough. Pretty blocks. I struggle with the thought that I don't want the Minecraft video to be too long that it loses people's interest, but I love to share things. So like if I've got a lot to share, then I like sharing. But I also don't want to, I don't know, drone on and drown the audience in way too much content. So I don't know where the happy middle ground is yet. I figure by the time I get another 900,000 subscribers, I'll have it figured out. And you can see we just accumulate some keys. And of course, the trial chamber being set up the way it is, not only do we get to run through and farm it, but we can ominous farm it as well as a bonus. And they'll instantly flip over to ominous and give us more stuff. Give us your stuff. Put the stuff in the box. Just gotta turn them all on now. And if anybody wants to see how simple it is to set up these farms, I welcome you to look through the archive of videos and look for what you want, and you'll see a quick tutorial on this stuff. But anyway, Cobblestone, I appreciate you coming out and visiting. I want to share one other thing with you, and that's the Minecraft Taskmaster. Have you ever watched the Y-Files? With the host and his little sidekick, Echo Fish? Well, my wife had an excellent idea of, hey, you know the Y-Files, blah, 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 Hecklefish. Why don't you do the same thing? And I looked at her and said, that's a good idea. So I created my own alter ego to try and stimulate content. This is the other way out. Just a passage back to spawn. Well, anyway. Just amethyst geode over there. I really love the sea lanterns for lighting. Okay. I have to sleep the night away here for a moment. Whoops, wrong button. Okay. And then, oh yes. So, across the bay is the Taskmaster's house, which is an enchanting chamber. It's got the enchanting table and a bunch of books in there. And what I like to do for content is, like, we got the Minecraft guy here. Oh, hello. And then, whoops, I can transform to my alter ego for content. Oh, it's the Minecraft Taskmaster! I make Mr. McSquare do stupid things. I'm not weird, I'm just creative. And that's why I built that chamber over there across the water. And you can do these things too at minecraftskins.net. And I gave this guy a bit of a backstory and whatnot. If you watch the videos and really want to know it, it's all out there. But I had to build him a house, so it's just an enchanting room there. And I've even used them to give tasks to some of the other people on the server for stuff to do. It's good for content. Oh, I'm such a nerd. You know, it's got the handy dandy black and white skull on the shoulders. Okay. Back to the task at hand. Yeah. Totally good day. Oh no. No. There's the turtle. Oh, and just to show you how silly I get with my terraforming and everything else too. So there was a bay here which led to a swamp, and I thought, you know what? I need access to the ocean. So you see these perfectly straight lines. I went and carved a pathway that theoretically boats could travel to get to the ocean. I don't know if they go. Designing a dinosaur. Okay, I'd say the main characteristic on any animal or skeleton build that you build, it's going to be the skull. So figure out the size and scale of the skull that you want. Like for my turtle skull, I wanted to be able to ride a skeleton horse through the mouth. And once it was big enough for that, then that established the scale that I needed for everything else. And I know you watched the video, you know that I can ride a horse right through here if I open up that little trap door. And if the trap door is closed, the horses can't get out. But that defined the scale of how big the build was. And then everything else flowed from that. So easy to get distracted when you're chatting with people. Okay. So we had a small town that was built at 0-0 here to begin with, and I told every player, don't get attached to it because it's not going to last. They didn't know what I was talking about, but now they do. So once this is done, and it's getting close, it's literally taken a few months, but it's close to being complete. I just got this last section here to do. And then we can build a town complex here at the bottom of the world. 0-0. And then to complement this, I'm doing something quite similar in the nether. So you can see the nether is also 100 by 100 square. Hello. And it's all spawn proof down here. And then once I get rid of all the netherrack above, the whole area will be safe. And then once this is safe, because we're using the buck chuckets and piglins SMP, I'm actually going to put a piglin village down here. And you can see the stone columns off on the side. They will eventually have giant pillager statues in between each column. then this area back here, it's just my netherrack storage, because I dig a whole lot. Lots of digging. Lots and lots of digging. Because this 100 by 100 square does go all the way up to the ceiling. And then I gotta dig it out, brick it, make it pretty. Yeah, it's called Minecraft, not hey, everything's free craft. Putting the mine in Minecraft, you could say. So that gives you a good reference for the size of the place. And the most difficult part was at the lava lake level, which is height 63. It's all lava out here. So to deal with that, you can see I actually dumped sand and gravel everywhere to get rid of the lava. And then where the lava meets the constructed area, I put a 3 thick barrier, which entailed a few potions of fire resistance to get this done. You can see we got 3 thick glass and a stone frame, and of course the stone framing lines up with the pillars below, and the statues will be in between. And it's not done, but you can see a lot of progress has been made. And eventually we'll get there. We'll get there. But back to the task at hand. There's so much to be done. Okay, that goes to one of the other players' bases. So I finished out 3 out of the 4 sections here, and now I'm working on just this connective area where the portal goes up to the top. Eventually it'll all be dug out, and the end is in sight, but it's still going to take a while to get this done. But because I got you spectating, I'll show you my favorite build on the server. So when you have 8 pickaxes, you need a way to fix your pickaxes. Put that away and that away until we need it later. Okay, so you can see like my fortune pickaxes named Fortune, Fortune 2, Fortune 3, Fortune 4, because I'm a genius when it comes to naming. And then the other ones are Silk 2, 3, 4, and of course Silk. So much digging to be done. This is how I fix them. Yeah, XP farm. See this mushroom? The magic mushroom. Let me sleep first, just to make sure no monsters come and say hello, or a creeper comes by and blows me up. So the experience farm I use is splash potions of infestation onto But what are they called? Armadillos. And there's a couple of zombies up top, which scare the armadillos, which makes the armadillos that are in the middle roll up into their little protective balls. That protective ball gives them a bit of armor, so that when I push them onto the cactus, they keep taking 0.0000 damage. Whoops. There's a dispenser full of splash potions of infestation. Keep them supplied with the goodies over here. Of course, some netherboard. Okay. Spawn. On. See the all coming out. And then kill. On. Kill is for the tridents. See them on the side just chewing away. And like that, I can fix everything I want. In fact, I had to keep reducing how many armadillos were in the middle, because when there's too many armadillos, there's just so many silverfish that spawn that the whole server life goes, and it just becomes a mess. So I think there's only 2 or 3 armadillos in there. Because anything more than that is just too much. And I've got 6 tailing 4 or 5, tailing 5. 6 tridents, kill them, and they barely keep up. See you around, Colin. And then because I'm streaming, the lag is a bigger issue than normal. Yeah. So, mental note, don't be playing with this machine while I'm streaming. It's just too much for the computer to handle. The computer or the realm or whatever's going on. So much lag. But everything is fixed. Turn this off.